believe him, those girls are more than friends. Time for the scene to end. Girls, don't believe him, don't believe him. Those girls are more than friends. Girl, you know you're like my little sis. Have to say it's time that you dismiss. Lust has made you too blind to see he's not what he claims to be, and it hurts me see him treat you like a. Don't believe him, those girls are more than friends. Don't believe him, it's time for the sea to end. Don't believe him, those girls are more than friends. Don't believe him, girl, they're more than friends. See, I got your best interests at heart. Heard him make confessions so untrue.
Phil Bell, Attorney T String. You know what I'm saying? What up, Phil?
What up,
T?
All right.
Another day. You know what I'm saying? We here Thursday night. I hope some of y'all are feeling right. You know, y'all stimulus has hit. Some of y'all have killed Amazon already. I've been seeing Amazon trucks all up and down the street, man. You know, but you know what I'm saying? Phil, we good to have you on the show. It's glad to have you on the show. We glad to have Attorney Stringfellow back. You know what I'm saying? But Phil, man, let little people know what you about, man. What you do, man. How'd you come here?
Oh man, I moved out here just a couple of years back to get in this music business, and my good friend that you both know, Chaz, I guess came to one of our shows and asked me to do like a song. And long story short, we've been doing music for a while, and we just released our acoustic set last Friday, A Different Feel. It's on all music platforms. And April 17th, we premiering all 5 videos. So we're really excited about that. You can just catch that on Facebook. And I guess we'll put up the stuff so you can see it. Yay! So that's what I do. I sing, do some singing, and some performing out there, Yeah. And I'm from Memphis, Tennessee.
Barbecue and music. That's what they know for. Barbecue and music and
Gotta eat some barbecue.
8 ball
some of that Payne's barbecue. Put you some slaw on it. Don't eat it without slaw.
Without slaw. I mean, I like Interstate Barbecue. Down there in Tennessee, Interstate Barbecue got some good barbecue. You know what I'm saying? But what's up with you, Attorney String, man? What's going down in the H, man? How's everything going down there? I know with you attorneys, it's like where there's crime, there's money. You know what I'm saying?
There's not much going on. It's still same old. Yeah.
I hear that. But you know what, man? We ain't gonna beat around the bush, man. I'm gonna jump right into it. I got a couple questions for y'all, man. I'm gonna ask you these, and I'm gonna start off with you, brother Phil. This is your first time on the show. It's nothing off the wall. I just want to know, man, like this goes to both of you, man. How do both of you gentlemen feel when you hear news about, the recent black on black crimes after the events that took place in 2020, like with the George Floyds and, situations, the Breonna Taylors. How do y'all feel about the black on black crime now with all the Black Lives Matter and stuff, but the crime against blacks from another black is still high?
Well, to me, black on black crime is nothing new. It's been going on. But I'm going to say something that may be kind of controversial, but it seems that we are kind of our worst enemy. Black people seem to prey on other black people, and we really don't value our own lives. And I mean, it's really sad. And how can you expect the white man to respect us when we really don't respect ourselves?
And I guess I sort of have to just piggyback on that too, man. It's can be a little discouraging to see us do that against our own people. And you also have to think about so many people in the past that have died so that we could have the right to vote, so we could do so many different things. And people have done things so that we can progress. I mean, we've had a black president, so it's no reason to, put either of us ourselves down. And that sort of hurts. But I can also understand that if you see somebody outside of our race doing something, brutality, it can be, I can guess it'll piss us off a little bit more, but we shouldn't expect it from our own people. But there's even with the negative stuff that's going on. I was living in the jungles down there, and when I moved out here, I was a little naive about colors and everything. I'm walking around with red parachute pants, up and down. Parachute. Oh yeah, I had parachute pants. I ain't gonna lie, man. I had these parachute. And but long story short, all I know is the gang members came up there and said, if anybody mess with you, we got your back. So I don't know. It can be some good stuff and some bad things. So I don't know. I think there's something that we as a community have to, step up. And if you see somebody doing something wrong, especially in our community, step up. Now I'm from a place down in the South. Well, when I was growing up, my dad said, if you see my son do something, you beat him, tell me about him, I'm going to beat him. So we never had that problem with, that stuff in our hood.
Yeah.
So things have changed a whole lot now, but some of those things that helped us to, make it this far are things that we probably need to gravitate back to.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And to piggyback on what both of you guys said, you're right. I mean, you got to look at it like this. I mean, you can't be out there wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt, and then as soon as a black person pisses you off, you looking cause harm to it. You know what I'm saying? Like Black Lives Matter, not just saying about the organization, but just talking about the lives in general. Black people, it's more than just saying Black Lives Matter. You got to show it.
Exactly.
You got to know who to help too. Some people also, and I mean, some people may feel wrong about this, right, or whatever, but some people feel that because they see some people living on the street, like if I give my money to this person, I'm doing the right thing. If you already know this person is not going to do nothing right with the money and you giving it to them, you ain't doing the right thing. It says that in the Bible, don't cast your pearls to swine. You know what I mean? But you got to help the right people. You know what I'm saying? I try to tell people, what about that working family that's struggling with kids? You know what I'm saying? That's trying to make that next bill. That's people you should try to help also. We overlook people who need help just to help people that society says need help, but it's more than just them who needs help.
That's right. But the only thing is about that, when people out there hurting, and if you give something, give it because you just want to give it. Not, somebody gives me something, it's for me. It ain't for, somebody to tell me how to do it. And sometimes those people down there, knowing that I lived on Skid Row, if they use it to, maybe they needed to make it over a moment or two.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need a little something. I might be having something right here myself. I don't know.
Well, I see that.
We want them to do what it is, but when you're out there, sometimes something just to make it through the next moment, and so I don't know. I believe like you give somebody something, that was my gift. Don't tell me how to give me the gift. I mean, know how to use the gift. If you don't, let me use the gift, whatever the gift is. So, sometimes you could just tell they're going to do this or do that. But I'm like this here. If it's coming from a good place and what they do with it, you go for it,
Yeah, I agree with you. If God puts it on my heart to give something, I'll just give. I don't really care what you do with it. I mean, that's on you, but I know my effort was genuine. So regardless of what you do with it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. I don't give a shit if you want to smoke crack with the money I give you.
Right.
But, I mean, sometimes you also gotta, you can't always, you gotta notice that sometimes you hurting these people more than helping them sometimes. You helping them feed into an addiction. And then clearly, me personally, I don't like helping people smoke some shit I don't smoke. Like, come on, man. It ain't gonna be none of that stuff going on. But Yeah, I mean, I say just the whole genuineness of caring about Black people. It has to go deeper than just being vocal on social media. Because nowadays you got a whole bunch of social media Black politicians that come out of nowhere who just say they're activists and all this. Like, wait a minute, like, who the hell made you an activist? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, you grew up in Brentwood. That's another story. But yeah. But also, just I had to add a question on, sort of comment off of the question I asked y'all. Some people say that some people are homeless because they choose to be. What do you think about the people who say that?
Well, no, I said there may be a population of the homeless that do choose it, but I would think that the majority of them would not choose that lifestyle, but I'm sure there are some that do.
Yeah, some of them got, there's a lot of different stories. I know when I became homeless, it was because I was pursuing this career, didn't pay the rent, and ended up being homeless. But,
rent.
My landlords believed in my dream. They supported my dream until, it gets a little, and this has happened more than once. Now, the good thing is that even though I slept in my car one night, I always had, different couches and different people to take me in. And I have to say, I've had Filipino, white, Latino, Black, every culture, to take me in. So pursuing, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to pay the rent. No, I can't pay rent this month because we've been invested in this music and stuff, trying to do a little marketing, doing different things. So but you still have to, you got to do what you got to do. And so, but many of them also have sometimes some mental issues and different things, mental illness that people sometimes don't really understand. I have to say, even with me pursuing this, I had a breakdown. And, because you get so into it and things don't move as fast as you want it to move. And you just find yourself talking to yourself. Or something, anything just sort of off, and we could do that another show. But
well, I've never done insurance.
Not planned.
I don't know.
But it is, yeah. But I was sitting in this group, and they were just talking about different things why people become homeless. Some people just like, you move out here from different states and different things, you fall down and you don't really have anybody to reach out to. You burn bridges different ways. If you got a drug problem, you lose jobs, you pry. It's a whole lot of, who knows, it's a lot of stuff where people are just out there. So it's not too cool to just lock somebody, put them in, they just want to be there. Now there are some, because it's nothing like a certain freedom that they may feel.
Yeah.
But I don't. If many of the people that are really, I guess, mentally okay, probably don't want to be there.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, like I say, teachers on. A lot of people have reasons. Some we will understand, some we won't understand. But that leads me to this next question. In America, we all know, whether it's a fact or fictional, but we all tend to know that the real terrorists in America are, considered to be the white male in America. So if that's the case, then why are Black men still targeted, as if they're the major threat?
Well, there was some crazy stuff going on with the insurrection, man. That should have I guess, it should have brought a lot of things to our awareness when we saw it.
But I mean, what kind of awareness should that have brought to the Black community by with that happening?
I believe that's the image that the media wants to portray, that the Black man is somehow a predator or vicious. But in reality, we make up a small portion of the population. The majority of the population is Caucasian. So their actions are greater than anything that we do on a regular basis, but the media chooses to show what we do.
Yeah.
And point out all the negative.
Exactly.
You're right. They point out all the negatives. You're right. I mean, hey, I've always said, if somebody watches the media all day, they live in a damn near 100% fictional life, because the media is going to portray shit, and they can take a crumb and turn it into a loaf of bread of a hell of a fake story. You know, you're never gonna know the truth. You know, with that being said, look at a lot of the police shootings where the officers weren't convicted of anything, but the media only displayed, you know, the bad part of a story. But you know, if they would show everything, people wouldn't be interested in the story. You see what I'm saying? So the media, you know, we got to stop watching so much of that shit. Tell you the truth,
you don't have to believe everything you see on the media.
But see, that's the thing.
Nice.
We live in a world where a lot of people believe TV. They'd rather believe something they hear on TV. If every major news station in America would go on right now saying that April 2nd, the COVID vaccine will be eliminated because we found out that was the deadline where it couldn't survive. You know how many idiots would be outside talking about, oh shit, I can't wait till April 2nd. You know what I'm saying? But you got a lot of people.
That's true.
It's crazy. I mean, some people, I mean, unfortunately with Fox News and some of the other right-wing, I guess, outlets, they were still saying that former President Trump was winner of this election. And they actually really, really believe it. And they still push that. And even some of the Republican senators and different people in Congress are still saying that. And it's creating a lot of confusion and a lot of doubt and different things. And they know that it's wrong and they're just saying it anyway. And that's really scary, man. And these people, some of those people that actually, you know, charged that they really thought that they were doing the right thing, you know, and they still, you know, and the news is that Fox and some of those other stations are still saying a thing. And former President Trump is still saying stuff, and he's saying still wrong stuff, and people, they believe it. I don't particularly watch a lot of Fox News because every time I turn over this, they're saying something crazy. So I switch. But if it's feeding something in you, then you just drawn to it.
Either Fox News or porn. Shit, fuck the news.
But it's crazy. It's sad. It's sad, bro. This is crazy stuff going on.
You're right, man.
Example of white privilege.
And you know what, man? I don't remember her full name. Representative Madeline from, I want to say, a state, Rhode Island, somewhere. But she had a son. It was a special on where he had an addiction problem. He went through the whole process. He's been clean 8 years, and now he's like running for some kind of local office. But she did say, me and my son and I, we're both aware of the white privilege we have, you know? So I like to hear white people address that, you know, like, okay, don't be, you know, blind to the fact that there is some kind of privilege, because a former drug addict who's white has more privilege than a former drug addict who's black.
True.
You know? So I'm just glad
the fact that they can acknowledge that.
Yeah,
too.
you know, I respect that. You know what I mean? And I'll say it again. You know, not all white people are racist. You know, some people don't want to believe that. Not all white people are racist. Just like not all cops are bad. You know,
and blacks are crazy. You know,
yeah, we know that. You know what I'm saying? Black. You know, let's be real. Black people do some wild shit. We all know somebody who's probably. Yeah, I mean everybody. Shit. We all got.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
They only report ours. They only report us.
They only report us, man. But that's something we got to change. Also, I've always said this. You know what I'm saying? Like, as Black people, we always tend to keep that loyalty to the street code. Even some people who aren't even a part of the streets. Just because you grow up in the hood don't mean you're a part of the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you have a lot of those people who grew up in the hood who feel like they got to keep that loyalty to the streets. So they keep that code, you know, fuck the police and, you know, I'm going to do the, you know, listening to music, or I'm going to shoot the DA and judge. You know, they repeat shit they hear on radio and they start believing that. But no, in reality, Dr. King and all them, they fought for us to be able to be cops, firemen, and all that stuff. And now we don't even want to do it. Then you wonder and then get mad why white guy or Hispanic cops or whatever coming through the hood, killing up people and not giving you the chance. They don't relate to you. I don't care who you are. You know, like I don't give a shit how much studying of Black history you can do. If you're not Black, you're not going to really relate to another Black. You know, and mostly every other race of people, when they see Blacks, only thing they see and they feel is fear, because what they see on TV. All they know of us is, you know, is killers. They kill each other. Imagine what they'll do to you. So when these are cops with the authority and they come across you, they already fear you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to we got to snap out of that mind frame. You know what I'm saying? Stop telling your kid, I want you to be a basketball player. You know, tell them, man, you could be the police chief one day of this city, you know, LA, Houston, Memphis, you know, somewhere. You could be the police chief. You could be the surgeon general. You know what I'm saying? You could be the DA of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to, you know, start letting them know there's other aspects, because not everybody who come out of school is going to be an athlete. Not everybody is going to be a movie star. Or, you know what I'm saying? You know, they need to start putting it in their heads. Look, some of you, if this was me, I would address some of these kids. Look, some of you little niggas, when y'all graduate, y'all going to be that garbage man that's coming to pick up that trash, you know, with that electronic arm swooping him up. Y'all gonna be that guy driving that. Y'all gonna be that. One of y'all are gonna be the meter reader. One of y'all are gonna be the fucking water meter reader. You know, you got to start being more realistic to these kids, because kids listen to everything you say, believe it or not.
Right. And they see everything you do.
They see everything you do. That's why I'm glad you don't have no kids, Phil.
2 kittens after my birthday. You know, I gotta, after this George Floyd thing, it just it made a lot of people aware of what really happens. And I was really happy to see that it wasn't just Black people protesting, it was everybody. You saw young, old, every culture, every background, generations, everything. It was beautiful. It was awful what brought us together, but it was also, you know, you said a scripture earlier, was done in the dark will be brought to light. You know, this was brought to light with them seeing it on these things. Because I was one of those people, why do we have to put these things on phones? Why do we need cameras on phones? Why? And now, you know, look at what it has done. You know, it's making people aware of what's really happening out here. And then it also, you know, when you see those people, you know, marching and protesting and doing different things, they are doing it because they see something was wrong, you know. And I don't know, there was some kind of encouragement to me, you know, and it made a difference with other people. It takes all of us to go to these new heights on where we to go, I believe. So, you know, his death was, it was awful, but also it wasn't, I don't think it was in vain, because it is making a change. I don't know what they're going to do with this court case and everything, but I think they're going to, I hope they do the right thing, because if not, it's going to probably be some more.
You know what? You got something to comment on that, Tarz? I got something to say, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Phil, because George Floyd was actually different to me. It was the first time that you could actually see that white people acknowledge the disparity that is going on when it comes to interaction between the police and minorities. Usually they would try to reframe the narrative to show why the Black person or the minority somehow deserved what happened. With this particular instance, they couldn't do that. They could not frame it to show somehow that George Floyd deserved what happened to him. It was indefensible. And for that, I think that's a reason that a lot of white people actually had to acknowledge that there was a problem with police relations in minority communities.
Yeah, I agree with you. And also, I would like to add, like I was speaking with my wife, I told her this, I think George Floyd was a prophet that God chose. You know what I'm saying? Some people feel like, oh, a prophet comes and speak the gospel. No, a prophet is somebody sent to the world to make a change. And his death made a major change. You know what I'm saying? Still making changes. You know, you don't want to see nobody's life lost, you know, but you know, you got to look at it that way. I mean, then they say the man was calling out for his mom on the ground. that lets you know how deep it is. You know what I'm saying? Like for those of you who believe in God, we all know his mom was standing right there telling baby, come home. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
so
I ain't crying on this podcast.
I hope not. You put that night train down, man. No, but just real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, hell, even some of the hardest criminals in the world, you see them kiss a rosary. You know, so it's like, you know, his death changed the world. You know, you got people in different countries speaking out for Black Americans, which I feel if people in other countries can do that, we need some of our Black leaders here to be more vocal. You know, right. And even some people that's in the communities, like I said before, piggybacking off what I said earlier, just because you grew up in the hood don't mean you're part of the streets. So those people who grew up in the hood, they're very knowledgeable of the hood. These people don't have criminal records, but they have all the knowledge of somebody who do run the streets because they grew up in the same hood and they know the same people. You know, we need these people to start speaking up. You know, I don't have no problem with people who's been to jail and changed their life, learned something, changed their life. For the ones who did change their life, to come out and, you know, speak at rallies and stuff. But you got to look at the people who's representing you. You know, if you're sitting at home, you know, if you're sitting at home, somebody who has a clean record, been paying taxes your whole life, you know, just getting by. But you're letting somebody who's got 2 strikes, you know, and that's been in and out of jail go represent you. People are going to think that they represent you, so you must be like them. You know what I'm saying? Some of us got to really, you know, take it upon ourselves to be more interactive, be active for our own communities. You know, it's time, you know, people need to get off their ass, stop sitting back, waiting for somebody else to do something, because you might be the person to make that change. But how you gonna know if you don't try?
Yeah, you got a point there. We have to be more proactive when it comes to making changes in our community, because we cannot continue to depend on outsiders to help us. We have to police ourselves. We have to come together and try to strive to achieve something better for our people. We have to change the mindset and the mentality of the youth, because to a certain degree, they're lost out there. They're in the streets, and it's like killing people has become a badge of honor. And that's what's scary. And so there's a real lack of value of human life, not just Black life, just human life, period. Yeah. They don't care. And that's what needs to be addressed and changed. Show them that you have a future. You can do anything that you want. The street life is not what you hear on a rap song. That is not reality. That's a song, you know. But a lot of them think that's reality, and that's what's scary about it.
And you know what?
It's like, yeah, go ahead.
Not to cut you off, but what you said, I spoke to Phil about this earlier. I said, you know, a lot of us got to own up to the stuff we have contributed into also. I said, you know, I've been rapping for over 10 years. And, you know, I've used lyrics derogatory towards women. And like I said, I publicly apologize. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just, we got to own up to some of the stuff that we've done. You know, everybody in this world may have contributed to something. You know what I'm saying? You got to own up for it, whether it was one thing or a million. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's one thing we got to do, own up to what we done. You know, let go of that hate. Just like in the LA scene, you know, gangbanging has always been known to be heavy in LA. To this day, a lot of these youngsters are hating on another gang over some shit that happened 10 years before they were born.
Right.
You know, a lot of them are putting their life on the line behind something that happened before their daddy even knew about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like,
they're killing themselves. They're putting their lives at risk for something they really have nothing to do with.
Nothing to do with.
Tradition.
For a tradition. Now,
tradition.
Yeah, man.
I've always said this: if you really have that passion, because some of these, we all may have known people who've been in gangs and may have known some real dudes. And I've always said, damn, some of these dudes may have made a good sergeant in the military or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, this dude can lead people like this.
Yeah.
I've always said, like, you know, I mean, said this before also, not every gangbanger is a bad person. You know.
I don't know what they have to do for initiation.
Phil said because he wants to gang bang so bad.
I'm saying it tonight.
Oh, he got Phil got a red marker in his hand. Look.
Oh man.
Wow.
No, but I believe there's a lot of street people who have skills that would translate into a professional environment if they're given the chance and the mentorship to actually to do that. But once you go down that path, you kind of pigeonhole yourself until people think that you can only do that. They don't look at the big picture and see that you're capable of doing much more, which is very sad in itself.
Yeah.
It's reality.
Well, hey,
there probably are some stories where, you know, people, I mean, they actually turn their lives around. I've heard of programs and different things that they have to help some of the gang members.
Oh yeah.
Chrysalis, is it Chrysalis or something?
They have in LA the Target Local Hire Program, and I'm glad you brought that up, Phil. The Target Local Hire Program right now, they place you with jobs with the city of Los Angeles, Rex and Parks, Water and Power. You know, the priority is homeless, gang members, felons. They get the priority. They get an opportunity to work for the city, and after a year of probation, they have to go through a year of probation. They like you, you become permanent with the city. You know. So that's a program a lot of people don't know about. It's the Target Local Hire Program. They actually are hiring right now. You know what I'm saying? So you can fall into a job that's paying you $19 to $22 an hour starting. You know, Phil, you ain't got to clap ass on the street no more.
And that's so encouraging because a lot of them, you know, get out and they don't have any opportunities. But this one guy who's in this Bible study I attend, he was saying that the only way you are hired is if you have a record. You can't even apply. So, and these are really good, you know, jobs, you know. It is that's a good thing that people are reaching out. And a lot of the, I would say that many of the, many of the gang members didn't have a father figure. It's a lot of different reasons why, and they want to fit in, and some of them are, you know, peer pressure to get in and different things. So there's a lot of different reasons, and they just sometimes need to be geared into that. Geared, you know, show that there is a different way. And I think that we have a lot of problems with communicating with the youth and different. It's, you know, I know different times and different things like that, but sometimes I think even just trying to hear them out, we always want to tell everybody what they need to do as opposed to just listening sometimes. A lot, you know, we can learn from them. They can learn from us. We can learn from each other. You know, it takes all of us to go to the next place, I believe. So.
Yeah, it does, man. It does. We all got to show more unity and get rid of that jealousy, hate, envy toward each other. Because the only way we make it is you. You know, and one of the things we got to eliminate in the hoods is you got the temptation too. And I got to say that because you got women that will, you know, be tempted and fuck somebody, or dude that's tempted and fuck somebody you know he shouldn't be. You got to eliminate stuff like that. Temptation is one thing because it's too much of that in the black.
That's in every community, and that's, you know, that's in every age. We all get tempted all the time. I don't know how that.
You a wild boy, man. You
got to get
Hey, but you know, hey,
it's always temptation. They'll stop the temptation, but you don't have to give in to the temptation.
Well, that leads me into this next question, man. Where should we be at as Black people after the events that took place in 2020? Like, as of right now, where should we be at? You know, from where we are right now, should we be ahead of where we are, or where should we be at?
Oh yeah. That's hard to even answer that question.
Well, to make it a little more light on the question, after all the events, the Black people rally together, everything with all, now it seems like you don't see those rallying no more. You know what I'm saying? Like where are we? You know what I'm saying? Where should we be at right now?
I mean, that is kind of typical of after most, there's a big emotional outcry at first and then it dies out. I am hoping that this time it's different for us because, I mean, after most police shootings, you notice there's always a lot of protesting, marching, there's outcries, we need justice. And then a few months later, 6 months down the line, you hear nothing.
You're right. And you know what? Let me ask you this other question while you're on that. We can answer both of them. Why is that why is that Black people can rally together when another Black is killed by the police, but not when it happens in the hood by another Black brother?
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe it's perceived as some sort of nicking. I really can't answer that. But that's something we do need to address. We need to police ourselves, like I said earlier, because that's the only way we can really, I guess, get to a higher level. We have to police ourselves. We have to be able to take care of ourselves and stop depending on others to give us something.
Now when you say police ourselves, when you say police ourselves, like give us your opinion of that. You also feel, because some people are like, what do you mean police ourselves? Be our own cops, or
not so much
elaborate on that?
Cops, but if you see that you have people in your community doing something wrong, you speak out. Don't be quiet and be silent about it. You tell them, we don't appreciate what you're doing in our community and we want it to stop. We can't we're gonna call the police and wait for him to come, wait for the white man to come through and address it. Then they shoot somebody and then we have a dead person out there. Now we want to have an outcry. Oh, you shouldn't have did that. But at no time did we ever address it. We were silent about it. That's what I mean, police. We need to start addressing the things in our community that we are dissatisfied with.
And little things, that we used to do. You see somebody breaking into your neighbor's house, they don't live there. Say something about it.
Well, see, that's what
people, I know, and different parents don't want
to the street code
to say things to their children. But I'm sorry, I missed you, brother.
No, I'm just saying people pay more honor to a street code than just regular life morals. You know what I'm saying? And some people aren't even a part of the streets, but they go by the street code more than the shit they supposed to go by. You know what I'm saying? And that, that's going to what you just said. That's some real shit. They won't even say nothing.
Yeah, I liked what my dad said. If you see my son do something, beat him. Tell me about it. I'm gonna beat him. If you're the children or the kids are talking bad to the seniors or something, you should say something about it. You don't have to put your hands on it, but say, you have to address it. And I know people don't want anybody, don't say nothing to my child and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, if you see a child, something happens to that child, they're going to want you to say, you saw this or you saw that. So we need to, I don't know how we're going to do it, but it's important that we do this communicating with our neighbors. I have to say, I got some of the best neighbors. Somebody spilled some paint over their head on camera. So, it's, I got the best neighbors, and you just.
I mean, but you know what though? I mean, I agree to what you say. We have to, it took a community to raise kids back in the day, but nowadays the community has changed. You got a lot more perversion and everything. You don't want nobody whooping your kid, taking him in the house, spanking your kid, because there's too much crazy stuff going on. Now, I mean, I agree to what you said, but me personally, I never really felt like whooping the kid's ass is going to make them go right, because I know a lot of people who got their ass whooped growing up and they still are in jail. You know what I'm saying? So we got to find ways to do things.
Well, I got a couple of beatings and I haven't,
I mean,
saying I didn't time, but I will say,
I mean, hey, but I will say, we've all got our ass whooped before. I know that. You know what I'm saying? With the parents, the grandparents, aunts and uncles we've had, we've all got an ass whooping before. I know that. I can say that.
Spare the rod, spoil the child.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Ass whoopings are necessary.
Oh yeah, they are. They are. But you got some
time out. What's gonna work for me?
Right.
Time out.
You got some people. You got some people who go overboard. You know, like to those parents. You see, you got some people who feel like fear is gonna raise the kid. That ain't how you raise a kid, with fear.
No. I mean, you have to find a balance. That can't be your only resort is physical punishment, but sometimes it calls for that. And in certain circumstances, it is a memorable impression. It's something you'll never forget if they do it right. And they don't have to do it often, actually. A couple of good times, you'll know, like, hey, your mom, your dad give you that look, you like, all right, let me straighten it up. But kids today, they don't have that same fear. They'll talk back to their mom, their dad, like, whatever. You don't tell me what to do. They
don't put your hands on it. They'll call the police on you.
Exactly. They'll tell you, I will call CPS on you. What do you?
And I mean, and that's the world we live in nowadays. You can't even, and that's another reason you can't even discipline your kids, because they can go to school and say, my mommy and daddy spanked my ass, and then next thing you know, the police coming to pick you up. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even know what the kid did. Say the kid was outside beating somebody's ass with a bat. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, it seems like people want to tell you how to raise your kids. Well, help me raise them then. Send me a check then. You know what I'm saying?
And just to let you know, I didn't go to Amazon when I got my check. Yay! I got my check. It came in the mail. 1,400.
Hey, look.
I'm still waiting on my check.
Hey,
you still waiting?
I
always do my tax. Do you do your taxes online? I did my taxes online, and that's why I think that's why I got it.
Oh, they're gonna mail it out, but look, it's slow.
It's gonna take. Hey, but when they come, it'll be right.
Hey, maybe y'all checks still stuck in some of that ice out there, Charles, that y'all had, man. That's fucked up, man.
Look, it's 80 degrees right now, man.
Right now, it's 80 or in the day?
No, I mean today. Earlier, it was 80 degrees, not right now.
Because we had a high of 60 today.
Phil said, I wish it was 80 here. He'd be over here in Manhattan Beach.
Then you could,
motherfucker, be getting kicked out again.
I don't want to do it again, but hey, you know what? You got to do what you got to do. The passion, do everything you know.
Hey, but you know what? Hey, Jews, man, I know you down there in the Carolinas, man. What do you think about all this stuff, man? You how do you feel about this whole situation? Just of everything we spoke about.
Oh, excuse me. I was on mute, guys. But the media is only going to show us one side of the coin. So he who controls imagery controls minds. We have to start with the images in our community, whether it's the music media, whether it's the girls, what they see, what they look at all day. They want to show nudity all day, and they're the future moms of the world. We got to police everything within our mentality, and that'll manifest itself on the outside.
All right.
Yeah.
That's right. The mind. It's a terrible thing to waste.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was deep.
Yeah.
He hit it on the head, though. He was spot on.
You summed it all up. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man. What's up, Phil? You good, man, or what, man?
He's giving me the signal. He
I'm
gave
not
it to
giving
me
you.
10 minutes ago.
I'm not giving you the signal. I'm just saying.
No, he's giving me the signal.
Oh, Chad gave you the signal. Chad's like, come on, I'm ready to get drunk.
No, man, we are no. We are really excited about this project, man. You know, even during the pandemic, we shot 44 of our talk show Kicking It with Phil.
Yeah.
We did this acoustic set. We did 6 songs. We shot 5 videos. And so we're just doing a promotion right now. We're really excited about it. And yeah, so we getting, just trying to get all this stuff together. And it's crazy. And we want to make sure that we use our time wisely and trying to get it out there. And I don't know what you guys doing April 17th, but it's going to be right here on Facebook. Check it. It's a different field acoustic set. And it's going to be
we're on YouTube, Phil.
You're on YouTube. That's all right. Because we got the little thing that's playing on YouTube right now as well. So, but we want you guys to check it out and come on out and just see the premiere of all 5 videos during the pandemic, motherfucker. I'm really excited about it. I'm so excited. I'm excited. This pandemic, I still have to go to work and everything like that. We work from home, do different things. And this time we were able to get a lot of stuff done. So we feel real good about that. So that it's April 17th, 5 p.m. And the specific time. And you'll get to see all of it. We're going to even do a Q&A afterwards. 2 of the musicians will be there as well. And the director of the videos will be there. And a different field acoustic set is available on all music platforms. So check that out. I love it. Thank you, man, for letting me come here, man.
Phil, tell Chaz you might as well hang, man. We got what is it? We got probably about 11 minutes left. So I mean,
who's doing this?
Tell Chad, just sit there, pour him another glass. Tell him go get him a little ass. Just wait about 11 minutes.
I'm not gonna tell him that because he really wants. Yeah, hey man, but not right now. We got to get this. Done. So let me get out of here, guys, and I'll get you the information on it.
All right.
All right. I love you guys.
All right, man. We'll see you, Phil.
All right, I appreciate you letting me come through, brother.
For sure, Phil. That was Phil, man. Y'all check Phil out, man. Phil gonna be doing this thing, man. Wild boy Phil, man. We did a few shows together, Hollywood, Melrose, man. Those was fun days, man. Like the early 2000s in LA, before shit started going left. Like, stuff just got wild fast out here. Like, went to sleep on Friday, woke up Monday and said, where the fuck am I? Shit. That's like real talk. But man, on some real though, man, these last 10, we got 10 minutes left. T, man, touch on some sports real quick, man. Deshaun Watson, 16 lawsuits filed against him, man, which is kind of crazy. Me personally, I don't believe the young brother did it, but I mean, some people have to learn not to put themselves in positions to be accused of shit like that, man. You got to think, man. Somebody's always out to get you. You got to have the gangster mentality. Shout out to YG. He say, stay dangerous. I tell these athletes, stay dangerous. Stay dangerous and think that somebody is always out to get you.
Right. I mean, I don't think he was doing nothing that any other 25-year-old man with boatloads of money was doing. But you have to be aware that you are a target and that people will come after you if they think that it's going to be financially beneficial to them. And unfortunately, he made some probably unsound decisions on reaching out on Instagram.
Yeah.
And now it's coming back to bite him in the ass.
You're right.
But I don't think he's a predator as they're trying to portray. It's just the attorney is trying to use the media to convict him in the court of public opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, and speaking of that, contacting women through social media, like we spoke about earlier, some things need to be taken back old school. I never heard about some of my older relatives getting caught speaking to different women, back in the day. It wasn't no social media, it wasn't no cell phone shit. If you see a motherfucker with a brick, you knew he was slanging some shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the brick phones. Now people like, oh, drugs? No, the brick cell phones, the big cell phones, you didn't see that nonsense back in the day. And I'm talking about this. I'm not trying to tell nobody to step out on nobody. I'm talking about for the single crowd. You got a lot of single guys who try to get women on social media. Y'all got a lot of drama behind that. Rather than back in the 90s when the dude used to, all right, we're going to meet up at such and such house, man. Everybody go over there dressed up and y'all go hit the club. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the unfortunate part of modern society. We have social media, and that is what it is now. That's the new form. Especially with this pandemic going on. Instead of going out to the club, they feel like, hey, social media, I can reach out there and shoot her a DM and see what it happens. A lot of these Instagram models.
And that's so crazy. I never been that type, never. Even before I was married, I never been that type to hound over social media models, because I'm like, this chick got 1 million likes and views, and you be seeing some of the shit the dudes be writing, like, bro, you really think she gonna fuck with your ugly ass? Like, why you sitting here writing this chick?
I'm a shooter a few dollars. She'll holler at me once I shoot her a few dollars. Unfortunately, I didn't have social media when I was just younger, so that wasn't something that I grew up with.
Well, I was gonna say I'm not too far behind you, but I'm gonna take that lie back. Like I said, even when I was younger, man, I ran the streets in the early 2000s, like late 90s, early 2000s, and cell phones were just coming around, the little Nokia phones, and texting wasn't big. You didn't have these plans. People was getting the prepaid phones and shit like that. But then it just took off, like where you will turn around an hour away from home and finna pull into your job to go back home and get your cell phone if you left it.
Yeah, I would too.
No, but some people's life is in their phone. Some people need their phone to operate their business.
Hey, I'm like this, so I really can't talk. If I'm lost without that phone, it doesn't even feel right. You feel like you're missing everything. You're just disconnected from the whole world.
Yeah, you feel like that. What about you, Jay, man? How you feel about the phone situation?
Well, my phone is probably 50% of my income as far as business, so I have to have it. Now, as far as what I do on my phone, my girl would think I'm a Deshaun Watson the way she be coming at my neck, I don't know how she gets in that motherfucker. I don't know how she gets in my phone. I love you, Deshaun. No disrespect, man. They're trying to frame you, Deshaun. They're trying to frame you. But I tell her all the time, shoot. You met me, I was a shooter. You think my J went away?
I'm sure that went over real well.
I mean, hey, some of the stories you hear, man. I had a partner, man. His old lady put him on blast. They wasn't married. She come to the spot one day. We in there recording. Nigga, you a foul ass motherfucker. How you sending pictures of bitches of your nuts and shit from the back? What type of shit is that?
What? I don't even know what he said just now.
I'm like, he was like, what the fuck?
How did you do it? That's what I want to know.
I'm like, I'm like, what type of female this motherfucker fucking with? You know what I'm saying? Like what type of female tell the nigga, send me a picture of your dick and balls from the back? What type of shit is that, man?
She a freak, boy. You gonna have fun that night.
Man.
Oh man, that
shit, you got a crazy
That
motherfucker.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, some of these dudes and some of these dudes are so stupid. I bet money 6 out of every 10 I ain't gonna say brothers, 6 out of every 10 males will probably fuck a chick that is the most beautifulest woman in the world, but they know she's a psychopath.
That's a fact.
True.
And
look how fast we said that's right.
That is so fucking stupid.
Be thinking of an exit plan the whole time, right?
Look, he's calling us stupid.
Nah. I mean, like really, because you know, when you get to that certain age, you know, who want to deal with some high school drama shit, a fucking stalker or some shit? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
They have old crazy ones now. I don't think.
Oh yeah, they do. And they do. And like I said on my social media a long time ago, you remember that guy from Harlem Nights, the one that was gambling with the no teeth in the front of his mouth at the beginning of the movie?
Uh-huh.
Now, for all of y'all who got a grandfather or somebody or uncle that look like that, I'm pretty sure he's put hands on your granny before. Shit.
Did y'all watch Coming to America too?
Oh man.
Yeah.
What you thought?
That was the shit.
Man, I liked it. Man, I liked it. It was good.
It wasn't better than one though, but
no.
Yeah.
But it was nostalgic, put it like that.
Yeah.
It was good to see some of those people that you haven't seen in a while. It took me back to when I was like 13 or 14 years old.
Yeah, it was a good movie. Well, they got to the point, you know, like Coming to America 1 was like over 2 hours long, you know. This one, they really got straight to the point, which they could have, because everybody knows Coming to America.
Oh, you know what the point is from the get-go.
You already know what it is.
Right,
you know
what the point is.
My only disappointment about it is it's actually a good disappointment because it was so good. I wish it would have been longer. You know what I'm saying? That's my only disappointment.
Okay. I gotta see it.
But yeah, I wanna see another one, man. I like Wesley Snipes. Oh, you ain't seen it yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh yeah, you need to check it out. It's definitely worth watching.
Yeah, man. You gotta check that out, man. You gotta really check that out. But yeah, T, man, on some real stuff before we get up out of here, man. Anything you want to say, man? Like I said, let people know again where they can contact you at, or you know, what's the word? Some word of encouragement you can give somebody from an attorney standpoint, you know, because a lot of Black people, they don't really get to hear from a Black attorney.
Well, I'll give one word of advice. If you're pulled over by the police and they have to ask you, can they search the car? Say no. That means that probable cause does not exist. So a lot of people will say, yeah, you can search the car, and they end up catching cases.
Yeah.
So, no, you can't search the car. And if you need us and you're in Texas, call Stringfellow and Taylor and Associates. Numbers 832-742-0700.
That's what's up, man. Just to touch on that real quick. A lot of people in California, they, you know, I've heard stories of them being pulled over and asked to search the car, and some of them feel like they get intimidated into letting them do it. Like, oh, okay, yeah.
Right, no. I mean, the officer does not have probable cause to search the car in Texas. I don't want to get too far in California.
Yeah. Texas.
If they're asking you to search, I mean, probable cause doesn't exist because they don't have to ask you if they have it. They can just pull you out and start searching.
That's something, I mean, that's something good to know in Texas. I'm pretty sure it's got to be something similar down the lines. That
right. I'm sure it's similar, but
yeah,
I have to put my disclaimer out there.
Yeah. This is a Texas law. Yeah.
Right.
This is a Texas law. Well, that's cool, man. And like I said, y'all hit him up. Anybody in Texas, or hell, if any of y'all who plan on going to Texas and doing something stupid, hit him up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got some. Y'all got some content, you know what I'm saying? Y'all want us to display, you know what I'm saying? Questions y'all like us to ask on the show, send it to us. hoodhumorradio@gmail.com. You know, shout out to Janky Ramblers, you know, hosting Hood Humor Radio. Shout out to Brandon Black. He had a show tonight, man. I know he killed it. He had a show tonight. He couldn't be on with us, but you know what I'm saying? You know, make that happen, man. Everybody who got a goal or who trying to achieve a goal, you ain't gonna get there unless you work at it. So you got to stay humble at it. Like I told them earlier, we all got to show love, support, and unity towards each other, because how we going to get ahead without support? We support each other. You get ahead. You support me, then I get ahead. We keep it going.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that's another showdown, man. We thank y'all for listening. Like I say, hit us up, man. Social media. You want to give them your social media
website? ST Law is STLAWTX.com. You can check us out there.
Y'all check them out there, man. Jay, you want to go ahead and give out your social media?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at partyinthelivingroom. And check out my podcast, Janky Ramblers. That's available on YouTube as well, engineered by Party in the Living Room. Janky Ramblers. So I appreciate you, P. I got outro music queued up for you whenever you need it.
For sure, man. We'll be coming back to y'all soon, man. We got some stuff brewing up, man. We're trying to keep y'all with some live updates and everything that's going on. And for those of y'all who be hitting me up for the music, y'all be able to listen to it live here when I'll release it. I have it for y'all. Yeah, man. But we good to go, man. Thank y'all for listening. Hit us up, hoodhumorradio@gmail.com with any thoughts, concerns, anything. If y'all want to email us for our Cash App, I'll email it back. Man, for sure, man.
All right. Outro music done by our guest tonight. I just introduced the song again. It's Don't Believe song.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
I was young when I did this song. Damn, that was like over 10 years ago, man.
Don't believe him, those girls are more than friends. Time for the scene to end. Girls, don't believe him, don't believe him. Those girls are more than friends. Girl, you know you're like my little sis. Have to say it's time that you dismiss. Lust has made you too blind to see. He's not what he claims to be, and it hurts me see him treat you like a. Don't believe him, those girls are more than friends. Don't believe him, it's time for the sea to end. Don't believe him, those girls are more than friends. Don't believe him, girl, they're more than friends. See, I got your best interests at heart. Heard him make confessions so untrue. Said I have to work late while at the club days. Got me trying to figure out what it's doing to spring you. Now be brought to the rescue. Oh, don't believe him, those girls are more than friends. Don't believe him, it's time for the sea to end. Don't believe him, those girls are more than friends. Don't believe him, girl, they're more than friends.
Baby girl, you say I'm on one. You say you like them young, betcha I can make it come. 23 years, no wife, no kid. Girl, I'm praying, God forgive me for the shit I done did. I see you looking good, body bad, face tight. You the baddest thing I done seen all damn night. Your toenails blue, your fingernails too. You get up out the clothes, I'ma show you what it do. You're so sweet, like your name Champagne. I like the way your tongue swag and the way it swing. I got a lot of women in my packed up stable. Can you picture me and you fucking on the table? Red and black coupe, one with the roof gone. Meet me outside, I'll be your ride home. Your bro say I'm wrong, but the way I feel is right. Tell that nigga 100 P is who you rolling with tonight.
Dude's a player, gaming with your heart. If you're not strong enough, I'll be the one that makes it stop. Won't let her come to you, then you're crying too. Warning, oh, that's what big brothers do. You know you're like my little sis. Have to say it's time that you dismiss. Lust has made you too blind to see he's not what he claims to be, and it hurts me see him treat you like a. Don't believe him, those girls are more than friends. Don't believe him, it's time for the sea to end. Don't believe him, those girls are more than friends. Don't believe him, girl, they're more than friends. Don't believe him, those girls are more than friends. Don't believe him, it's time for the sea to end. Don't believe him, those girls are more than friends. Don't believe him, girl, they're more than friends.